again. Right, we're back to do this right hand look. We did the left hand if you've already seen that other video. So for this one I'm going to skip some bits because it's 27 minutes long even with skipping bits, and some of them are speeded up and I won't speed up at the end where I'm putting the decorations on. So I'm starting off here with some dehydrator. These nails were all prepared also in another video, and it got really late, so I had to go to bed, so it's been overnight. So I've just gently pushed the cuticles back again a little bit, and now I've put some nail prep and I'll let that dissolve away. So this is going to be fun, getting the foam on the right hand, but I want to show you these bits in real time just to show you that it is awkward, but perseverance and you'll get it done. So using your non-dominant hand for anything's funny, isn't it? Unless you're a bit ambidextrous like my sister, which would be great. These are so sticky. And it's a good job I'm doing a voiceover actually, because my husband kept coming in and saying, "Now we're having some tea and do you want a cup of tea?" And putting the oven on, because I'm in kitchen, life goes on, doesn't it? So it's probably the way forward, this. And I must apologise if you end up seeing a lot of my sleeve. I will come up with the better option. We're only on a few videos in, aren't we? So I'm trying to fit this in, but as I've explained before, my fingers are really flat. My fingernails are quite flat. A lot of people's are quite domed, aren't they? And it's also quite straight across the end. So I do have some difficulty getting this one to fit. A, because I'm using my left hand, and B, because it's the wrong shape. So you'll see in a sec that I'm gonna whip it off again and put a couple of cuts in it. Because if it's not fitting properly, I'm just not going to do a good job. I'm going to end up pushing everything down through a hole between the foam and my thumb. So yeah, I was a bit daunted at doing this hand, to be honest, but there you go. So I'll just cut in a little bit out to make it more straight. I have found since this that it's easier, those side pieces there, if I kind of bend them back towards my other hand a little bit and get them out of the way. But it does get easier, doesn't it, the more you do anything. I'm making sure that it's straight and it's attached at the sides. So we're nearly there, but as you look down it, can you see up at the top of on the nail, on the right and left hand side of the nail, it's causing a little bit of a gap. So a pro tip that I picked up was to cut a little bit down either side, directly in line with the side wall of my own fingernail, and then I could push that top bit back in a little bit with my finger, and it made it a more snug fit in there. Look, that was better. In fact, I'd ended up fitting it better than the one on my left hand. As you can see, that nail has got a right divot in the middle of it where it had some damage at some point, and it goes up then like a ski run, so I've had to try and compensate a little bit by having it a little bit further down, you know, angled down a little bit. So just getting myself ready. Gel residue wipe off solution in there, ready for my gel application. Right, so again, if you did miss the last one, this is Urban Graffiti base coat, which came from the Neo Nails Acrygel starter kit. My husband bought it me for Christmas, so I've had it already. Or was it my birthday? Might have been, not sure. Anyway, it was about £52 I think off the site, and it's got everything in that you need. So there was a cheaper version, that this one had a pinching tool in it, and the cheaper version has just got a pusher in it. So, but we went for this one because I want to try with the pinching at some point when I move on to acrylic. So that's just got to go into the lamp to cure for however long it takes that it tells you on your product, or according to whatever lamp you've got. And I suggest, if you're stuck on that, to watch some more pro videos on that side of things, because there's nothing worse than uncured products being left on. You see, look, I've come up with a canny way of squeezing this out because my hand's so weak. I'm a right weed. You probably see when you see my index finger on my right hand, it started bending. It's arthritis. So that's a canny way of doing it, because it's quite stiff to come out. So I just squashed the life out of it. So I've got this in sort of double time. But I mentioned on another video that I found it was easier to work and push it to the side with the side of the brush. But this clear, I find it is quite sticky. And at points, I'm a bit concerned when I do it, because if I put too much product on, I end up making it really watery, and it's more or less, it's about as thin as a nail polish. And if I don't put enough on, it sticks to my brush. So that'll be a trial and error and practice thing, I think, depending on whatever product you've bought to use. But I'm glad I did the other hand first, because I needed that practice to be able to do it on this one. So I'll continue faffing. I managed to get not a bad line on the left hand side, but on the right hand side I've struggled to get it straight. So sometimes you'd be as well leaving it, and I just keep messing. I keep checking it from top and side and everywhere. And I'm going to leave that first coat as it is. So that was more or less really just, well, the aim of that was to bridge the gap between my natural nail and the foam. So now I've got to try and build that divot that I've got just there where I'm popping it. And again, I'm going to probably try and use the side of the brush to push it to the sides, and then pat it down so it's quite thin towards my cuticle. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit easier for me to manoeuvre it than it was the first time I did it. And it's a bit like learning to reverse your car. You think you're never ever going to be able to do it, and then all of a sudden one day, it might be after about 27 lessons, but one day you suddenly get back round that corner without hitting curb or going into the middle of the road, and you think, done it, and that's it. Once you've got it, you've got it. And I think it's going to be the same with this. But it has become my new obsession, and I'm just crying out for some more products to try and to make some videos on. I've got one pot of glitter. I've got the foil transfers, which I absolutely love, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody said they were worried about doing it. They wanted to put some artwork on, but worried about doing it on the right hand. And you'll see when I come to use the foils that, because you can get numerous patterns and colours, and ones with clear backgrounds and coloured backgrounds and everything. There's some lovely ones around, and you'll see it's quite easy to apply, and you've got pattern and uniformity on both hands. Because the thought of me painting with my right hand on my left hand's bad enough. But I'm going to try and get some brushes and have a go. This was the moment of truth. So I released the sides, then pulled it downwards. Now look, all that gunk at the top. The good thing about that was that I'd learned from doing the others not to keep faffing and faffing to try and get that straight. Just make sure that I've got enough on my nail, that there's a basic structure of what I want, that I'm right up to the side walls. There's no gaps, no lumps or anything. And I've managed to fill most of that divot, but obviously I've got top coats and all sorts to come. So I'm going to use quite a strongish file. I think it's 1 to 180. Just to get that end off and get the bulk off. Now I'm pointing out there that you can see when you go across it with your file and you've got all the powder on, you'll be able to see where you've got divots, because obviously it doesn't go buff, it stays shiny. And if they're very, very shallow, like these were on here, because I didn't want my nail too thick anyway, if you were trying to build the apex and you've got a big hole there, I'd recommend putting a bit more gel on. There's nothing to stop you putting more gel on before you've actually finished off your nail. And just repeat the process and start again. Well, not take all this off, but just add a little bit more on. But I'm quite happy with them being flat. I'm used to flat nails, not sort of rounded, not rounded ones. Got my nail brush out, getting all the bits off. Look at that. I keep looking at it, I think, when I'm doing this, because I can't believe I've actually just built that. And it is the first time I've ever used Acrygel. It's the first time I've used any sort of gel to build something on my nails. I think that's testament to the product, really, because I shall be interested how I get on with the acrylics. Because the acrylics that I use, I estimated about 10 years ago, but it could even be 15 years ago, that I just bought from Boots or Asda or somewhere, and other stores are available. And I bought it, and it was nowhere near like that. It was massive. It was massive by the time I'd done, and all I'd got was the basic little sanding block that comes in it. Oh God, I were hours and hours, and I'd got to go to a meeting in the morning, talk about panic stricken. Stressed to high heaven I was, so I never had another go. I should have persevered, but that really put me off then. I don't think I'd got time to trial and error then. It had to work or it didn't, you know. But if I can't do something, I get really irritated at myself. So I've learned to be more like a spider, and to say to myself, you're not going to get it right first time. It's okay. It'd be okay if this was absolutely abysmal with big holes in it and it was stuck to my fingers and lock, because I'd just take it off and have another go. But yeah, quite happy. Look at that. For me, ooh. I get giddy now just watching this back and editing it. Satisfaction. Right, from the kit you didn't get any gel polishers, so I had to buy this separate. So this is the Urban Graffiti. They're not the cheapest gel polishers, cheaper ones are probably available. I've only bought the Elite 99 so far, I've not got any others. Because obviously I only used to use normal nail polishers. Or the French manicure that you painted on, I used to use. Oh, and that were a bugger, trying to get that line. Trying to get the line straight. You'd go a bit too far, so you'd try and clean a bit off, and then you'd clean too much off, and then go a bit too far, and then you'd end up with big blobs on end, and oh God, that was a trial on your right hand, that was. So, don't even need to do that now. I have filmed having a go at doing a reverse French using the new Acrygel that I bought in the pink and white. I can't remember which colour now. Quite a dusky pink or pale pink and white. So I've had a go at doing a reverse French on a tip. A practice hand would be brilliant, because doing it on a tip, I'd stuck it on my blue tack and it kept falling off. But anyway, that's another video that's coming. And I was quite pleased with the result on that one. That was, I think the video will probably have my first attempt and second attempt at doing the same thing. And you can see what what a difference it makes. But yeah, I enjoyed that. So what I've done is I've carried on, and we've got the base coat. So I filed the nails, buffed them, put the base coat on, and I've cured it for the time it says, and it does leave a sticky layer. So I've not cleaned that off. I've used the sticky layer to attach this foil to. So this is a cheap set I got from Wish. Oh, it cost me a couple of quid, if that. And it's broken up little pieces of foil, and I just stuck them on. And I just wanted to see a bit of bling, because it's been that long since I've had my nails done. And anyway, if you've made an achievement and you've managed to get them sorted, it's a bit like with your boobies. If you've got them, flaunt them, love. So yeah, I thought, let's go a bit flash. To be honest, my daughter was a bit gobsmacked when she saw what colour I'd used, because I don't think you'll have ever seen me in a nail polish colour before. It's always been French stick-ons. But yeah, I've been quite pleased. So I said, well, it doesn't help when I've only got about 5 colours, so anyway, let's go ostentatious and flash. Why not? I might end up putting diamante on them at some point, if I can get them longer than a sort of penny size. So I've attached the foil. See, there's a bit sticking up. Right, I stopped talking then because I realised I made a mistake. I attached the foil to the inhibition layer of the base coat, and then I stuck the foil on, and then I put some top coat over the top of it. Well, no other anyway. But once I'd cured it, again, I didn't clear off the inhibition layer before I started sanding, so that's the problem I'm having. So I've got it in my head now, never to sand when there's inhibition layer on. But won't be a problem. You'll see, it looks like I've completely buggered it up, but you'll be amazed once you sand stuff and then top coat again how it comes back. So, and plus they were all like odd little bits of foil, so it didn't matter. It wasn't full coverage that I'd gone for. So now I'm putting another top coat on, and you can see that the colour and shines come back into that foil again. It's amazing stuff. It's the moment of exciting when you put your top coat on. Like, oh. In fact, I get like that when other people are doing it and I'm watching them and they put their top coats on. I'm going to have a little haul video coming on of what I've bought from Crystal Sugar? Anyway, I forget what it's called, but I bought some stuff, so I'll show you that when it comes through. So that's top coat going in again for a second time. And don't worry, I've brought this video down to 27 minutes, so I've not you know, I'm not going to show you every single nail, but I'm getting a bit cocky here. Look, I've put 2 foams on at once. The thing about this jelly is you can put that there, and I could go and make a cup of tea and come back and it'll still be there. It's not going to run off my nail. I mean, I suppose if I turned my hand over and held it over within time, it'd plop on the floor, but... So I've gone through all that process of building it like I did on my thumb, and now I'm using the, it's the sort of smoothest file I've got is the 240. But once I'd filed it, as I said before, you can go back and put some more on. I decided they were just a bit too flat. So having thought that would have been my finishing lot, I've gone back in and I'm just going to put another thin coat all over it all for some strength. And look, I think this is showing me also that because it's going on to another base and I've already got the shape and the form there that I want to build, it feels easier to do. So it's probably easier to work with on a something that's got a tip stuck on, maybe. Because I did used to stick tips on the end of my nails. And you could get like what it was you painted on like a gel and then you sprinkled the acrylic on top, so a bit like a dipping powder now. So I've done that just to strengthen them before, but I didn't find they were a great success for me at the time. Perhaps I wasn't doing it right, but when you're doing your non-dominant hand, it's quite funny because rather than move the file, unless I put my hand on the table, as you can see, I have to hold the file still and move my hand. Completely different technique to on the other side. But I am learning as well. I'm trying to get it into my head that, you know, it's like trying to show you how to change gear in a car. Unless you're a trained teacher and you know how to do it, you forget steps if you were telling somebody else. So it's good that this is sort of on video as well. And I've watched endless, like I said, and I'm trying to get it into my head so it becomes second nature, like when you change gear. To do my sidewalls first and get the shape in and then go in for the buffing. So everything's got a sequence, then it gets quicker, doesn't it? So I'm happy with shape, size and everything for the, I keep calling it sanding, with the filing. So we've gone in with base coat and top coat, and now I'm just finishing them all off with 2 coats of the pink, shocking pink. Now, as well as the loose foils, I bought these, which are transfer foils that you can use on the whole nail. And I got a box of, I can't remember, 10 or 12. And I'd already put one on, I'd done odd fingers on the left hand, so on my ring finger on that hand I'd done it, so that it was half pink, half gold. So I've chosen a little piece from the strip of foil, and I've decided to put it on the middle finger, so that's why you'll see on this middle finger I'm using Foil It, which is from Glitter Perfection, and on the index finger I used Top Coat because I'm not going to put any embellishments on that one. And then this is going on that middle finger, so I'm just lining it up, and I'm going to do it sort of Katie cornered across my nail. And you press that down and smooth it. Now it's a flat piece of foil, and obviously you've got usually a curved nail, so you may get a crease in it, so just do be careful of where that crease placement is, and that you do rub over that and get it right. What I'd also recommend is get your foil ready and everything before you put your foil in. Any sort of foil glue that you use, get your foil piece ready that you want to use before you put your foil in the lamp, so that you can put your foil on as soon as it comes out. It'll be really sticky and probably warm. So I'm probably excessively rubbing, but I want to be sure. It's all new. It's all new, this, so. Look, can you see around the edge it started to lift off by itself, so I knew it already. And the only thing I've done wrong is there. Can you see on my cuticle? I must have got a little bit of the foil glue on my cuticle. And obviously it stuck to it. Now I've got lots of foils to show you in other videos coming up. And I've put some on my Christmas list, and I've just ordered a few as well. Don't tell anybody. So that's that. So I'm not covering the whole of my hand with the gel and then doing the decoration all in one, because I wanted to get these videos up. I wanted to get this channel running and so it enabled me to transfer all the clips to the computer and then go back down, and my phone gets full of clips, you see, and then go back down, and then I can be starting to upload and editing as we go. Plus, when I first did that thumb, I couldn't wait to see it finished. Like a kid opening the Christmas presents early, I couldn't wait. Final thing, put some top coat on. You can put a couple of coats of this on if you want. But make sure that wherever your foil is, you do put some top coat on, because it would rub off. And apparently, we have to make sure that we sort of seal across the edges around it as well. You know, around the end of the nail. Taking my time, making sure it's all done. Oh, I've got some that's like blue shell, like a bologna shell. Oh, stunning! I'm gonna have to do it. Right, there we go, finished. Ta-da! Not quite as good on the right hand, but considering I've got any nails on at all on my right hand, I think it's surprising. I might end up with a bit of lifting because I've gone a bit too close to the cuticle area. So there's a difference in the one that I did with my dominant hand to the one that I did with the other, but yeah. Yeah. They've got to look better than they did. I better take a before and after photo. Thanks for watching. Bye.